Hello, you guys. What's going on? Welcome back to another live video. With this video, guys, what I want to talk about, and I think this is, simple enough to talk about, but I think a lot of people is missing the boat. And I think this is what's reflecting on your sales, on your revenue. This is what's reflecting on you going door to door. This is what's reflecting on your cold calling. This word reflects every aspect of your life, guys. This one word, it's going to be a reflection of how you move and everything. Hey, how's it going, Demont? Discipline. Discipline. That's what we're going to talk about completely on this entire video. Look, guys, the entrepreneurs, the real entrepreneurs, has cultivated a way to stay disciplined. They have cultivated a way to stay disciplined. It's when your work and when what you want out of life becomes so desire becomes such a factor in your mind that you know, I have to do this and I have to do this now, right? I need to do this, right? It's no longer a maybe I'll do this. It's no maybe. It's no longer I should do this. It's I must do this. Guys, you got to stay disciplined. You have to. That's the only way you're going to win. No, forget all any other motivational words or anything like that, right? It all goes together, right? It all has some type of correlation with one another. But if you're not disciplined, you're just absolutely not going to win. In this business or any other business, you're not going to get the grades that you want. You're not going to get the job that you're looking for. You're not going to pick up the traction that you're looking for. You got to stay disciplined. Your word should be your bond. Okay? If you fall back off of discipline, it's going to reflect every aspect of your life. Whether you're going to school and you're not disciplined, right? You don't study, you don't do what you're supposed to do. You're not going to get the grades that you need to get. You're not going to even graduate, right? You're going to start failing and flunking classes. And here it is, if you're in college, let's say for an example, then you have to pay for these classes, right? You got to remain disciplined. You got to remain disciplined. I know we live in a crazy world. We live in a crazy environment where everything is like right now, everything is fast paced. Everybody around you somehow become a part of you. You know, we live in this type of world where, you know what, my friend is doing this. Oh, I think I'm going to do this. This seems cool right now. And everything is cool until your world just start crashing down. Then it doesn't become so cool anymore. Everything is cool until your world start crashing down, and then things don't become cool no more. That's why I'm able to win. I stay consistent. I think, I eat, I breathe. This cleaning stuff. This transportation stuff. This auto brokering stuff. This public speaking stuff. I do this. And I do it to the max. I mean, you guys don't get to see the behind the scenes of it. But I do this. You know, there's my favorite wrestler got this thing called, he got this little saying that they like to call him. His name is Bret Hart, right? And they call him the excellence of execution. The excellence of execution. And I think that fit, not because my last name is Hart, but I think that fit so perfect for me, right? Because I like to excellently execute. And I do it at a high level. I know I do. And the thing about, let's say, entrepreneurs and disciplined entrepreneurs, they do things at a high level, but they push themselves to do it even higher. They do things at an entire ultimate level, and then they push themselves to do it even more higher. But they say discipline, guys. They say discipline. You know, a lot of you guys, and I talk to a lot of you, my subscribers, just on GP or low key or whatever the case is. Whether you bought something from me or you haven't bought anything from me, we have conversed. A lot of you guys let your job consume you. If you're going to let your job consume all your time, right, or the time that you do have, you need to maximize that time. You need to maximize that time. It's something that you can be doing for your business or about your business when you're not currently at work. It's something that you can be doing for yourself, for your business, when you're not dealing with the children, when they're asleep, when they're at school. Guys, you got to stay disciplined. You got to maximize your time. We get 24 hours in a day. It's what you do with the 24 that ultimately dictate your success. It's what you do with the 24 hours, guys. I'm no better than anybody that watches me here on YouTube. Absolutely not. We all have the same capabilities. We all have the same 24 hours. But it's what you do with the 24 hours that dictate if you become successful. I'm no different than nobody. I probably think a little different, right? I try to be a creative, like most entrepreneurs are. But we all have the same 24 hours. I just move differently with my 24 because I know that I can't get I just can't get it back. I just can't get those hours back. You know, like sometimes I think to myself, damn, did I do my ultimate best in 2018? I wish I can get some of 2018 back. Sometimes I just wish that, right? Because I'm thinking like if I can get some of 2018 back, then I can really, really prep myself for 2019. Or was I as good as I thought I was? That's how entrepreneurs are wired. They want to be the best and they want to do it at a high level. Am I rich? Well, depending on your definition of rich, right? Everybody's definition is different. But was I worried about Christmas? No. Do my car note get paid? Yes. Do the lights come on at both of my apartments? Yeah. Do anything get cut off? No. Do I work my ass off? Of course. But I'm very, very disciplined. You know, I get friends all the time. They say, Fabio, you think you're better than everybody else. You walk around with this chip on your shoulder. Who do you think you are? I'm Fabio Hart. That's who I am. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And that's kind of like, that's been ingrained in me. I got that from Bret Hart. You guys, if you're familiar with WWF or WWE, as some of you may know it, you know, Bret Hart, he's this Canadian wrestler, right? He has the saying, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I'm the excellence of execution. And the thing, and sometimes it can be scary. You got to watch out because sometimes ego can get in the way, right? Ego, entrepreneurs have these huge egos sometimes, you know, and that's why some entrepreneurs, when they fall, a lot of them don't know how to recover because they've been so wired and they've been winning for so long that they commit suicide. They go to jail. They beat their wife. They beat their husband. You know, they can't deal with the adversity. They can't deal with the downfall, right? And I'm not even on some of these guys' level in terms of revenue and wealth-wise, right? But I can imagine at my level because I'm generally the guy that does better in my circle. You know, in terms of like my friends, family, associates, I'm the come-to guy. Let's run it by Fabio. Maybe he might know something about it. Fabio, have you heard of this Avon? Or have you heard of this Mary Kay? What do you think about this? Should I invest in this? They were telling me to come to this little tea party, this little thing they want me to do. What do you think about it? They're both billion-dollar companies, right? They've been around for a long time. They have a long track record. Give them a try. Mary Kay, Avon, whatever the case is, give them a shot. Do your research. Make sure you understand the compensation plan. Make sure you understand what goes into it. Give it a shot. But you got to be disciplined, baby. It's not going to work if you aren't. You got to be disciplined. You can't just do it because Mary Kay said we're going to give you a pink Cadillac and you're going to get the this and that, right? You can't just do it that. You got to do it and you got to do it at a high level. I talk to so many of you guys. So many of my subscribers. Fabio, I'm going to do this. Fabio, I'm going to do that. I give you a lot of valuable information, not only on the phone for free, but over the videos for free. Right? And I tell, well, if I were you, I would do this, this, and this, and this. And then when I double back in 3 months or 2.5 months, just to see where you're at with it, a lot of you aren't too far from when we last talked. Are you maximizing your time? Are you maximizing your time? Stop making excuses for not being successful. That's essentially what you guys are doing. I love you all. I want you guys to win. I really do. We have this and I'm gonna be okay with the numbers here, but we have this $50 billion industry. It's bigger than that. I don't know the exact number, right? But I know it's a huge number. There's enough pie for everybody to get a slice. Fabio, why do you sell your paperwork? Fabio, why do you offer the lead generation service? Fabio, why do you do this thing? Why do you do that thing? Why do you don't just keep it all to yourself? Because I realize I cannot monopolize the industry. If I could, I would. Trust me. Hey, Ozzy, how's it going? I cannot monopolize the industry. If you just joined me, I want you guys to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Do that right now, because I'm really on you guys. Somebody got to hold you accountable. And if I talk to you, I know a lot of you guys. You see my number pick up. You see my number call. You say, "Fuck that! I'm not about to answer that. That's Fabio. I don't know what he's about to ask me. I don't know if he's about to sell me something or whatever the case." But hell no, I'm not about to talk to that brother today. I know some of you guys do. It's okay. Some of you guys do. They never call me back. Oh shit, no, I'm not about to talk to Fabio today. He is not about to get in my ass today. They shoot me a text, right? Send me a voicemail. In a meeting right now, Fabio. Haven't went on break. Can't talk right now, Fabio. I get back with you in 3 hours. It becomes 24 hours, right? It still ain't get back to me. But again, somebody have to hold you guys accountable. But before I can ever hold you accountable, guess what? You must hold yourself accountable. Before I can ever love anybody else, guess what? I got to love me first. You should love you first. You should put you first. Again, discipline. That's what it comes down to. I don't care what job you have. Discipline is what it comes down to. Again, I know we live in this wacky world where, things vary from day to day. We do. I understand. I totally get it. But it comes down to discipline, guys. That's what it comes down to. Again, I'm no different than you. I think different than you. I execute on my thought process. If I tell myself I'm going to invest in this, I've already sold myself why I should invest in this. If I told myself I'm going to do something, I've already sold myself on why I should do it. It's not a maybe, it becomes a must. My company do north of $250,000 plus annually. We all know I operate in Detroit, or I should say Michigan, Ohio, Georgia. I used to operate in VA, sold those accounts to a franchise. They cut me a check on the front end, and they pay me the residuals on the back end, the rest of the finance, the rest of the deal out. Right? And it's been going on for some times. It's been going on for a minute. Okay? But it's not about the numbers. Let's not make it about the numbers. I would not have my company do those type of numbers and excel at a high rate, right? Elevate my company if I didn't have discipline. You can ask anybody that be around me. You can ask anybody that be around me. They say, Fabio, he'll cut you short in a minute. That guy is definitely about his money. He's definitely about his check. We can be in mid-sentence. We can be watching the football game. We can be laughing and yee-hawing like jackasses, right? And then the phone can ring. It could be business related or whatever the case. It's about some money. It's about getting to the bag. You know, they got this thing going on in the entertainment industry now. They say people stopping people's bags, right? Cardi B stopped my bag. Nicki Minaj stopped my bag. Everybody's stopping bags. No, you're not going to stop my bag. I'm going to execute. I'm disciplined. I believe in me. I believe in what I do. And I need you guys to have that same type of mentality. And here's another thing, guys. And I'm gonna get another. Some of you guys, I'm gonna call your phone and I'm gonna personally talk to you about this, because I did a video about this last year, and apparently it didn't sink into you guys. Start answering your freaking phones. Start answering your damn phone. I'm not asking you to do it. I'm telling you to do it. It's paramount. And the reason being, man, check this out. I called so many people, right? From YouTube. I talked to so many people. Whether they want to get in a program, they got a quick quit, whatever the case is, right? They got a contract they want me to help them close on, whatever the case is. I talked to so many people. And I see you guys' questions. I'm going to get to them, but just let me get this out. I talked to so many people, right? I call their phones. It ring one time. It ring two times. And then the lady come on. The number you have reached, such, whatever, is not available. Leave a message. If you guys don't get that shit off your voicemails, I know something. It does not appear to be professional when a client calls you. For an example, we've had people, they pay us $300 for the lead generation program, right? And sometimes those, out of the leads, the people, you know, they want your number, you know, well, I'm going to have the manager call you back, right? So what we do is try to prep the person that, hey, this person wasn't in, but the person's going to call you back today by 2 or by 3, whatever the case is, right? We kind of prep you so you could be looking for that call. We would send you an email, text your phone, or whatever, you answer for us, and then the client call and you don't pick up, or nor do you return the call. Why would you pay us $300 to make all of these calls for you and you can't answer your freaking phone? I get it. Some of you at work. I get it. But it's not professional when the client call you back and they hear the number you have reached is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, right? It's not professional to hear that, guys. Have a professional greeting on your voicemail and start answering unidentified numbers. I get it. We don't like to get those robocalls. I'm trying to help you guys out here because I'm telling you, you're going to lose money because every call that come in isn't going to be from a known number, from an area code that you recognize. And you don't know what that call entails. Like, I got a call from a person that I actually knew, and it showed up on my phone, likely scam. I answered the person phone. Stop and show love to my Facebook page. Okay, we get it. They're gonna show you love. Everybody here on the live, I'm sure they probably see it. They're gonna show you some love. But look, kind of lost my train of thought here. But look, answer your phones. Like I say, because when these calls come in, oh, like I was saying, it's a number to come to my phone. It's a likely scam. I pick up, and I know the person on the other end, and I say, "Hey, dude, your number came through as a likely scam number, whatever." But I answer all calls, unidentified calls, no non-available ID calls, likely scam calls, just because I don't know. I don't know who's going to be on the other end. So if it's somebody that's trying to sell me something, the most I can do is identify that that's what they're doing and hang up or entertain the conversation. Again, guys, you got to start answering the phones. And when someone leave you a voicemail, I know it's not prevalent these days, and a lot of people don't listen to voicemails. Trust me, I get it because I get behind on voicemails, right? Every time I get a voicemail, I don't listen to it right away, right? It's just not, I haven't made the time. I can't sit here and make excuses for it. It's just I don't make time to do it, right? But when I do it, I don't let it get too far gone, like too far behind. But I don't answer it as often as I should, right? But again, that's why I got people around me doing certain things and making certain moves, doing things that I can't do, right? But again, guys, discipline. All of this still fall under the same umbrella. Discipline. If the phone rings and you can't identify the call and you miss the call, they may or may not leave a voicemail. And you don't know who that person is. You don't know what that call entails. You could be leaving some money on the table. Like I say, it's people. It's mind-boggling to me that people they'll pay me for the lead generation. We make all of these calls, and then some people will call them back. Maybe they want to talk to them personally because see, we're just the acting agent, right? We're just the acting agent on your behalf. We make those calls, use our script. We collect some information from you. We act as your company, right? We set up the appointment. But in the event that we can't set up the appointment, they ask, well, Bob isn't here right now. I'm sure this is something Bob may be available, into, or may be available to talk to you at a later date or tomorrow. Can I have your number? So we don't give them our number because it's not our account. Again, we just call it on your behalf. We give them your number. The number that you have on file with us, the number that we ask you for, right? To put in part of our script, right? So we don't give them our number, we give them your number. But why pay us if you're not going to answer your phone, guys? And then you're wondering why I didn't get a booking or I haven't got a booking. Fab, did you call my phone today or whatever the case is? Again, it all boils down to discipline, guys. Start answering your phones. I don't give it who it is. Start answering your phone because you don't know who it could be. You don't know what the call entail until you pick it up. If it's the robo line, on the other end, you just hang up once you identify that. If it's somebody trying to sell you erasers, you say, okay, sorry, man, I'm not interested today. And you hang up. You do away with it. Put a professional greeting on. Even if thank you for calling ABC Cleaners, ABC Janitorial, LLC. I'm not available at this time. Please leave a message. Something as simple as that. It don't have to be long and exaggerated or anything, right? Just simple, professional, right? And they'll leave a message. But when they hear you have reached 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, E, F, G, when they hear these different things, right? They're not gonna leave you a message, man, because they have already identified that they have called a cell phone, right? Everybody uses cell phones, right? But you have to have a professional greeting on your cell phone because you have to give off that image that you're professional, you're about your business, you're taking care of business, right? And then when you pick up, guys, Demont, I'm definitely going to get back. Please stick with me, bro. I want to get this out. I'm definitely going to answer you guys. I'm going to come right back to these questions here or whatever. Entertain your comments. I swear. But again, you have to put that greeting on there, guys, because you have to give out that professional image. It's nothing worse. You got the shirt with your little logo. You got your business cards with your little logo. You got the little baseball cap with your logo. You're going door to door. You're passing your cards out, passing your flyers out. You're making the phone calls. We're making the phone calls on your behalf. And then people call you and they get that type of standalone greeting. Change that, guys. It's not professional. It's just not. And then, like I was about to say before I read this comment, what you have to do is pick up under your company name. Unless it's your mom or anybody, your friends, you know, of course, you're like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up? Whatever the case is, right? Because it's the number that's stored in your phone. If you get a number and call your phone, you don't know what the number is about, you don't know who it is, then you pick up under your company name. You know, I get a call in the morning time. Good morning, Hollywood Janitorial Service. Good morning, Fabio speaking. You know, I switch up, you know, but at this point, they can identify and feel like they talk to a professional here, right? If it's in the evening time, you know, sometimes, hello, Fabio speaking. Hello, Hollywood Janitorial Service, right? Again, it gives you that level of professionalism, right? They feel like they're dealing with professionals, and that's what you need them to feel like, right? And I don't care if you've been doing this for a very long time, or I don't care if you're just getting your business off the ground within 30 days. Change the greeting and pick up your phone under a professional tone. So that means when I call, whether you identify my number or you don't identify the number, whether it says ID caller not available, whatever it says, you need to pick up ABC Janitorial. How may I help you? Because you don't know who I am. You don't know what to call. You can't identify with the number. You don't know who I am, right? It gives you that professional tone, guys. Right? That's the tone that you need. You need to give that representation for yourself, for your company. Again, I'm telling you, it's coming back to discipline, though. It's coming back to discipline. Whether your revenues is up or your revenues is down, it all has to do with how disciplined you are. Everybody on my subscription list isn't meant to be entrepreneurs. I know that. This message is only going to pertain to a certain group of people that's willing to elevate themselves, that's willing to invest in themselves. That's another thing you guys don't do. We invest in everything in the world but the thing that we should invest in. You got a cleaning business and you put your business cards off on the back burner and you say, you know what, I'll get the business cards next week. The more you put your business cards off, the more you put your shirts off, the more you put off getting your insurance, the more you put off registering your LLC or your sole proprietor or your partnership, whatever the case is, the more you put your business off, the more money you're going to lose. Because I guarantee there's a cleaning business that's starting up every single day in your area. And I also guarantee the site that you were going to walk into, somebody already done picked up because you're bullshitting. You know, I got a call just recently, and I don't know how many times I've said this. I tell people the paperwork is important. I say, look, whether you get paperwork through me or whether you get paperwork from someone else or whether you find it online, your paperwork is very, very important. Your paperwork is very, very important. Listen to me, my family here, my YouTube family, subscribers, listen to me. If you're actively making phone calls, and I'm going to get to your comments in a minute. If you're actively making phone calls, you're actively going door to door, you're actively sending out letters, postcards, flyers, whatever the case is, you're actively looking for traction, looking to build your contracts up. It does not make any sense. Listen to me, guys. Listen. There's passion behind this. Listen now. It does not make any sense to go door to door, to pick up the phones, to try to build traction if your paperwork is not together, guys. The paperwork has to be together. It's paramount. It has to be together. If you go knock on Joe Blow's dentist office door and he tell you, yes, can you give us a quote today? And let's say you don't have the paperwork, you don't even know how to go about, which a lot of people don't, because I get the calls in a rush. Fabio, do you still sell the form for how much? So I give it to you for the low because you're in dire need. I hear it in your voice. I don't even like to go down on my agreement, and I've over the past week then went down on the agreement. I sold the agreement for less than what I would normally sell it for. It cost me damn near $3,000 because I had to sit down with a lawyer, formulate, right? So I sell it to you. Everybody know my agreement is $500, right? Off the rip. I never come down on it because it's like damn near giving away if I go any less. But because people say, Fabio, I don't have an agreement. Do you still say your agreement? I give it to them for $300. Right? When I tell myself I'm not going to do it. But I just want to see. I'm just giving you guys examples here. Whether you use my agreement or you use someone else, get your paperwork together, guys. You don't want to come where you're in dire need and you need to get something right now. So I need to contact Fabio. Let me see if I can. Fabio, I looked on and scouted the internet and everything looked just so generic. Everything looked a bunch of white lines and this and this and that. I want to get this professional order, right? Or Fabio, I ordered this person's paperwork. I didn't like it. And here, can I send you a picture copy of it? I got that too, right? Fabio, can you take a look at this person, right? It doesn't say this and this and that, right? So again, like I say, get organized, guys. Get organized. If you're looking for accounts now and you do not have the paperwork, it will be in your best interest to get the paperwork. Your non-disclosures, write this shit down. Your non-disclosures, your non-compete, your invoices, your applications. Some of you guys now hiring, got a little ad on Indeed or got a little ad here and there, right? You get the phone calls, but don't have an application to give the individual. How are you going to collect applications if you don't even have an application? The checklist, which is very, very important. Write this down, guys. Make a note of this. The checklist is paramount because you want to be able to check off, when you do your walkthrough, you want to be, they say we need the restrooms done, we need this done, we need the dusting, we need the ceiling fan, we need the ledges, we need the windows clean, we need the baseboards, we need this, we need that. You want to be able to check that stuff off, right? Because that's what's going to help you come up with your estimate. Right? When you put your numbers in, you want to have that checklist. I have one of those when I write in the notes. I also have a checklist too, because I want to make sure that when I give them a quote, the quote is accurate based on the things that they need done. So I have a checklist. Boom, boom, boom. They need this, this, and this, and this, and this. So when I take it back and get ready to write up the estimate based on my checklist and my notes, I know what they need done. So I need to know how these numbers is going to line up based on what they need done. I need to know a general cleaning from a extended cleaning or extra cleaning. So I need to know if I'm going to charge them more money or if I'm just going to charge them for just a general cleaning. I need, as a company, I need to make the most. I want to make the most, right? But I don't want to gouge them. The greedy become the needy. Remember that. The greedy become the needy. It's when you mark your price up so much just because you're thinking about the money aspect of it, that you get no contracts. Keep it low profile in the beginning. Build yourself up. When you're making 3 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand a month, whatever the case is, okay, now you're building traction, right? Now you get some esteem. Now you got a nice little portfolio that you built for yourself or for your company. So now you can mark it up. You're starting to get your name out there now. You're cleaning this company. You're cleaning that company, right? So now you can mark the prices up. You feel a lot better about yourself. You got a little cash flow going, right? Again, you got to prioritize, guys, but it all starts with discipline. Everything starts with discipline. You're not going to even take no action if you're not disciplined enough to take any. So I could say take action, take action, take action. But if you're not disciplined, you might take action today and then fart off for the rest of the week. And that person that does that is not going to be a winner. It's not going to make the revenue he or she want to make. I get phone calls, and I'm not going to talk about any specifics because people tell me, I hear a lot about people personal stuff, but I won't say any names, but so people be more worked up in their relationship. My boyfriend is doing this and he's making it very, very hard for me, Fabio. That's because you allow him to do that. Your boyfriend only does what you allow him to do. Your girlfriend only does what you allow her to do. I'm not this superhuman guy, right? I like to have fun. Talk to my girlfriend and this and that. But when I say, babe, I gotta go. Gotta do this walkthrough. Talk to you later. Give me a hug, give me a kiss. Talk to you later. I'll give you a call when it's over. So, that way, I don't have to ignore your call or whatever the case, whatever I tell her, right? But she knows, okay, I'm not going to call him because she's probably still in this meeting or doing this walkthrough and I don't want to interrupt. So he said he's going to call me when he's done. He's going to call. That's how it is. But, I'm so in love and this and this and that. And then I'm an hour late getting to these people, right? I'm 30 minutes late. Now I got to call and act like I'm stuck in traffic, right? Because I've been monkeying off with my girlfriend, right? Again, guys, I'm giving you a lot of different examples. This might not apply to you, but I'm just saying people do this. My kids and this and this and that. My kids, I gotta give my kids, man, look, say, them people, they don't want to hear about your kids. They don't give a fuck, excuse my French. They don't give a fuck about your kids. You do, if they're a priority to you. And I'm sorry this sounds so raw, but it's real. Go after FedEx. Go after Bank of America. Go after, these big companies and these big places, right? And use the kids. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, my kids we have our kids in Latchkey. I'm so sorry, man. But we have another company that's going to come in and they're going to do a walkthrough. And, maybe if you want to try back with this in 6 months or so, see where we're at. Maybe, we can then discuss. Now you just lost it because of the kids, man. You got to think quick, right? And I know this stuff is easy said and done, but you have to think quick. Entrepreneurs, they think quick. You have to strategize. You have to be methodical. You're building your company on a systematic system. You want to build it systematically. Everything done in this universe damn near is a system. From the way laptops is made to the way they make hamburgers at McDonald's. It's a system. It's a system. But you cannot even begin to build your system if you don't execute and you're not disciplined. You cannot build your system or even begin to build your system if you don't execute and you're not disciplined. It's all about structuring. That's another big thing, structuring. Structure your company. Okay, Fabio, what do I do first? You register, get your DBA, get your EIN. You guys know the basics, right? Immediately after you do the legal stuff, you should start working on that paperwork. At least work on it. I'm not saying you have to have every document that you have to have it all, At least work on it. You want to have your major stuff. You want to have your agreement. You want to have your estimate sheet, what you draw your quote up on, your proposal, whatever terminology you want to use. right? You want to have that form where it make it simple for you to, the grid, make it simple for you to plug in your numbers, your taxes, what you're going to do for this amount of money. Okay? You want to have the basic stuff. Even if you don't have a non-disclosure right now or non-compete and that type of thing, right? You might not have an application because you're doing the work in the beginning, right? So you say, eventually I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it, but you want to have the basic stuff. Because if you're going after accounts and trying to pick up contracts and you don't have an agreement, you're climbing, as my dad would say, up the creek, up the tree without a paddle. You're climbing up the tree without a paddle, right? You're going nowhere fast, right? You don't want to be on the receiving end of that because it make you look unpolished. It make you look like you don't know. It make you look rookie. When I first started, man, we had our cleaning shirts and the business cards, and everybody thought I was part of a franchise because I had that look. I focused on that look. I wanted to create this professional image because I felt like in my mind, I already don't have any accounts and I need to be taken serious. So I know that when I see people and when people see me, when we see each other out here in the universe, we judge each other. We judge each other. So I would have cornrows in my hair, right? For those that don't know, it's the French braids to the back, right? Cornrows. And I'm thinking like, does this look too, is this not professional? They'd be neat and everything. This is not professional. So I say, well, let me take it out and then I'll do what, my friends like to call this the ponytail, the slick back, right? So I, pull it back in a ponytail and it's curly, it does its thing. And I say, okay, that's a lot better. I'm building traction. And then I go to straight look, and I don't know why the straight look pop, but it does. And for whatever reason, I seem to get more steam when my hair is straight than anyway, it's not about hair. But like I say, again, guys, you got to create the professional image, okay? Because they don't know how you clean in the beginning. You guys heard me say this before. They don't know how you clean, but they know how you look. And the minute you walk in that door, they have an idea if they're going to hire you or not. They're going to judge you. You can be the excellence of execution when it comes down to cleaning. You got all the right equipment. You know all the right lingo. You're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. But they don't know that. They know how you look, and you're going to be judged upon that. Your mannerisms, how you carry yourself. Do you look the client in the eye? Do you act timid? Do you act shy? Do you seem educated about the topic? Right? Do you seem, outgoing? Are you more set back? They're going to gauge you from every angle. This guy seems more introverted. This girl seems more extroverted. Do you shake their hand? Right? You're going to judge you from every angle. And then they're going to ask the assistant, once you leave, what do you think about him? Think it'd be a good fit for our environment? Or the boss or the customer, the representative that work at the building, you seen the guy, pretty sharp guy. What you think about him? Think he's make a good fit for the environment? Hey, you guys, you think we should hire this cleaning company? They're going to talk about you based on your appearance, based on how you deal with them. Let me hop to some of these comments. I promise you guys I would. Let me see here. I'm going all the way to the top here. Hey, Fabio. Hey, what's up, Demont? Juan, what's good? Demont, right. Okay. Can you guys go to my Facebook business page and like it, Royal Quality Cleans? Okay, sure. They're gonna do that. Hey, brother, what's up, Ozzy? Oh shit, plugging the business. Okay. Hey, when do you get a chance? Hey, when you get a chance, can you give us a list of books you've read to elevate yourself? Sure. My favorite book of all times is Think and Grow Rich. It's probably a lot of entrepreneurs' top 5. Think and Grow Rich. What's another book I like? The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Book that I'm still working through is called Principles. The Principles by Ray Dalio, the billionaire guy. It's book is big as shit. It's like a Bible. I haven't finished reading it, but it has a lot of great investment information in there. It's called Principles by Ray Dalio. Another book. Let me see. It's a lot of books, man. I'm trying to get the best books that I think that'll move you guys. What other book? What other book do I think you guys? It's well, I like the audiobook Money Masteries by Anthony Robbins. He has a book out called Money Masteries. I think you guys should check that out. It's very informative, and he give a lot of nuggets in there. So I like to listen to that audiobook. I have the regular book and the audiobook, but I haven't read that book, but I have listened to that book. So I think that's a type of audiobook you will want to have a pen and paper in hand, because he's going to drop a lot of nuggets in there, and you want to be able to catch them. Okay. Let me see, man. It's so many books. My library is so extensive in terms of books. I like this media guy. His name is Ryan Holiday. Let me see. I'm getting these questions coming in. Money Masteries is by Anthony Robbins. Ryan Holiday, I like his book. It's called, what's the name in this book? Email me about Ryan Holiday. I can't think of the name of his book right now, because I got several different books, and it's all about PR and how the media operate, how to deal with the media, right? 48 Laws of Power. 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene. 48 Laws of Power. Now be careful with that book, because that book could either have you in jail or have you making money, or a combination of both, if you don't know how to handle that book. The book is brilliantly written, but that book can have you in jail, or it can have you on top of your industry, right? Because I'll put it this way, a lot of things in that book isn't conventional. There's a lot of unconventional thinking in that book. And there's an audio book for that too. And I got the audio book and the regular book for that. Okay, so you might want to take a listen to that. Another book is Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a great investment book, right? Give you a bigger picture overall just about investing. Okay. So that's it. If you guys want more books, just kind of email me, and I'll supply a list of books that I think you guys should go. But if you're going to get the books, actually read them, guys. My books, I read them. I can't sit and read it, from cover to cover. Obviously, my time is definitely valuable. But I do read, execute, read, execute, read, execute. That's how I do when I buy books, right? I pick up on something, and then I like to try to utilize that knowledge. Okay? Because if you just sit and read it, you're not going to obtain everything in your head. You're not going to remember everything, right? So I read a little bit, execute, read a little bit more, execute, like that. Okay? And that's kind of how you can build things up a little bit. Let me get back to the questions here. Do you do your own taxes? Kevin asked me. No, I'm an accountant. Just did. Okay, love it. Call me bro. Good information every time. I love it when you call me bro. Okay, let me see. Big favor, guys. Can you go? Juan definitely wants you to join his Royal Quality Service. So you might want to do that, guys. I hate to interrupt you, but do you think 8,000 to 10,000 monthly revenue is fathomable by yourself? Definitely, you definitely can do that. I know Dave Porter's bringing in a lot of money themselves. I want to develop myself and my wealth. Well, here's the one thing that helped me grow my income, and I'm sure there's a lot of entrepreneurs don't. Your ultimate goal is for your money to work for you. Okay. Now, I'm not this big investment guru, but I do have investments and things that I put my money in. And I would suggest when you make the money, reinvest it back into your business and reinvest it into something else. Okay. Whether it's stocks, whether it's bonds, whether it's CDs, RIAs, whatever type of investment, real estate, whatever type of investment that you want to get into or that you would like to put your money into, right? Because the ultimate goal for you is to have your money work for you, okay? At the same time while you're working for it, I guess. Right? So while you're doing your cleaning business and you marketing that and you're trying to expand that, you want to put money in different investments. Okay? That's just maximizing your dollar. Okay? You can sit down with your banker, which I talk to my banker all the time. Sometimes I just call them up just off love and say, hey, what's going on? What's new? What you guys have going on, in terms of investing and whatever the case is. And we just have investment talks. Okay? Now, just because you talk to your banker don't mean you have to do what he or she is talking about right then and there. But at least you have some type of knowledge about it. Okay? So you want your money to grow when you don't necessarily need it at the time. You want it to work for you while you're sleeping. That's how a lot of entrepreneurs make a lot of money. They don't make a lot of money just waiting on the monthly residuals to come in from their cleaning contracts. They'll take some of that money, a percentage of that money, that would typically go in their pocket, and then they'll reinvest it personally, maybe real estate or, some entrepreneurs become lenders, right? And then they get a return on their investment. They lend the money out, and then they draw a profit from that money that they lend out. They put a certain percentage on that, and then they collect that percentage back when the money is returned. So it's a lot of different ways that you can do it. You can invest in business. You can invest in individuals. You can invest in real estate. It's a lot of different things, right? That's why I think that book, the Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that'd be a great book to start with. And invest in that Ray Dalio book. It's a black book. It's called Principles, right? You can look it up on Amazon or Barnes and Noble sites or whatever. You just type the book in. It's called Principles by Ray Dalio. He has an audio book too. I got both versions: the main book, the big book, and the audio book. Okay, and you can listen to it in your car. It's a lot of great nuggets in there. That Money Mastery book by Anthony Robbins, I like that one too. So, and these books to kind of help you, send you in some type of direction. Okay, but that money is definitely fathomable. You can definitely make 8 to 10 grand I want to say easily. Is nothing is ever easy, but it is definitely doable. But that's how you can maximize your income, by investing. So when it come in, of course, you pay your taxes, you put the, whatever portion back into the business, and then whatever is typically left over for you, right? What you pay yourself on salary, right? Then you want to take a little of that money or a percentage of that income, and you want to go ahead and invest it outside of your cleaning business, so that money can compound itself. Okay, that way while you're sleeping, you're still making money, or while you're cleaning, you're still making money, because you have other endeavors, you have other opportunities going. Okay, let me see here. So I can assure good wages, insurance for my employees, and insurance. So I can insure, maybe you meant, so can I insure good wages and insurance for my, I'm not sure what you're asking me on that one, Demont. Kind of send that one back to me. I'm not sure if I'm comprehending that right. Oh, baby, I'm all here. Okay, cool. I think the employee mindset is one of my problems. I do too, Ozzy. I like you. I like you a lot. Kind of look at you as a little brother. We had a lot of talk off the record. We talked about some of everything. But I think your thing, Ozzy, and I love you, and I say this with the utmost love for you, is I think that you get sidetracked. I don't know exactly what goes on in your world, and I'm not going to talk about specifics because, we've had a lot of talk, right? I'm not sure exactly what goes on in your world, but I think you got to invest in you and develop you. And I'm not sure if it's just your surroundings that's causing you not to execute like I know you can, because you get the traction. You bought my paperwork and all of that stuff, so I know you have top of the ringer paperwork, right? You got the paperwork and all of that stuff. So you're really ready to go. You just have to get those contracts, right? So I don't know if it's, if you just, the belief in yourself, if you have an issue there, if you're just scared of success, that could be an issue. You might be scared of the unknown, right? That could be an issue. Discipline, as we've been talking about. You might do one thing one day, have a good run on, let's say, Monday, and then Tuesday get here and you're not feeling that same energy, or maybe because no one called you back, it's now Wednesday, nobody called you back from Monday, so you're kind of thinking like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, that's the employee mindset. And there's nothing wrong with being an employee. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. We got to have some employees. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. But a lot of people, including employees, often think what it would feel like to be an entrepreneur. Right? What it would feel like to be an entrepreneur. But they don't want to multitask. The minute things get in a crutch for them, they run, right? So that's why I say entrepreneurship isn't for you. You have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to take things on the chin. You have to be able to have a thick skin, because it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be bumps in the road, right? I get a lot of things, from call-offs to people calling off. People put me in a crunch all the time. I'm multitasking, right? I have the $5 ride transportation company. I have Direct Auto Network, the auto broker firm. I have Hollywood Janitorial. I have these different things, and then speaking engagements, right? And then just my everyday life. I done lost relationships, Ozzy. Where family-wise, friendship-wise, girlfriend, I done lost relationships because I'm so indebted into my business. I'm so focused. I want to be successful. I want to do more than at least $100,000 annually. I want to get the millionaire mark, the multi-million-dollar mark, right? And I know in order for me to do it, I know I can. I just have to, I know I can make at least $100,000 annually because I've done it and I do it, right? Because I do quarter of a million annually, right? So I know if I can make $250,000, I know if I keep doing the same thing, this is where the system come in place. If I keep doing the same thing and then I 10x it, I do it on a higher level, systematically, thinking it through, I know I will be able to hit my desired mark, right? Because I've already did $250,000 in revenue. So I know if I just 10x it and I go out and I really hit it hard, I know I'll be able to capitalize on, what it is I need to capitalize. I know I'll be able to hit that mark that I want to hit, essentially is what I'm saying. Okay? But again, you have to stay disciplined. You have to stay disciplined, Ozzy. And I think that's just your thing, right? And it's not a bad thing like that. Like you say, you might have that employee mindset. You might not be ready for the actual business world. That don't mean you never will be ready. But right now might not be a good position. So you might have to continue to work, right? Continue to work. Continue to work. And a lot of times it's when you sick and tired of being sick and tired is when you just jump off the porch. When you just dive out there. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay? When that happens, then you're more focused. You're able to gauge yourself. You say, you know what, I can do this. I'm going to do this. It's not what I want to do. It's not what I should do. It's what I need to do, right? Then you execute. Let me get back here to these comments here. Hey, Boca House told me send them an email. It's my information, and they want the prices of my work and what I claim. But I can't do what I like. It's a daycare. Well, send them what you need. Check into it, send it to them. Do the walkthrough. If it's something that you feel like you could take on, take it. If you feel like you can't take it or you can't hold up the standard, then you don't want to take it. Let me see here. How you build your system. How I build my system, step by step. That's how I was able to gauge. Like, the way I build my system, if it works for me, I keep doing it. And working don't mean I necessarily get a contract. But if it makes my phone ring, like let's say I'm doing cold calling, which is why I'm a big fan of, lead generation in general. So it started with my script. First, my script was garbage. And then for whatever reason, we revised it over time. My script became more like it made sense. More people were allowing me to come in to do a walkthrough. So you're not going to change anything that works. I know that script works. So we use it. Okay? So you kind of build it step by step in different areas, right? If you're marketing, if what you're doing on your flyer, if you're using a flyer and you're getting called back from that flyer, why change the message on that flyer? Right? It's a working flyer. It's allowing you to gain traction. If you're advertising and you're using radio and television, why change the verbiage in it, right? If it's working, right? Why change anything in that advertisement if it's working, right? But you have to give it a trial, right? You have to give it time because things happen with repetition. It doesn't happen overnight from a marketing standpoint, right? So if you're doing something and it seems like it's not working, maybe enough eyeballs haven't seen it, enough ears haven't heard it. So you have to keep using that flyer. You have to keep, especially if you believe in the flyer, because it's going to be one of two things. Not enough people seen it or heard it. So you have to keep using it and get people more familiarized with it. Or it's the message on there. The message is garbage, right? Same thing with your phone script. Either it's going to be the script, or if you believe in that, you just have to keep making calls, right? And that's kind of how your system is. So essentially what I'm saying is, if it works, it becomes a part of your system. You keep doing it. You know, you tweak it here and there over time, but you keep doing it, right? Let's see here. Let's see here. This isn't because I was an employee of a cleaning company but never figured out pricing. If you need pricing, then you need to get my my estimate breakdown. That's what I would suggest. Let me see here. Ozzy say you need the pricing. You never can figure out the pricing. The pricing is never easy to figure out, but you can damn sure order that estimate breakdown. And because you ordered from me, you should have that. I think that's one of the things you didn't have. I'll give you a discount on it, Ozzy, if you decide you want it, because I think you got everything else pretty much. Believe I'm the best in the game. They just haven't heard about me. I like that. I like that mindset. You say you're the best in the game, they just haven't heard about you. Why haven't they heard about you? I know why. We know why. Because you have to smash it to their face. You have to make them hear about you. There's a lot of great people out here. They died. They put them in the box. They put them in the ground. And they died with their ultimate gift in them. We never heard about them. Why haven't we heard about them? They didn't make us hear about them. So it's starting, instead of executing on their talent, it fell by the wayside, and we never got a chance to hear their, or see their gift, hear their gift, whatever the case is. You don't want to be that type of individual. You don't. They haven't heard about you, so you have to make them hear about you. You have to become more visible, okay? Money Masteries, yep, that's Anthony Robbins. Can you, Tony, say, hey, can you talk more about online marketing? To be honest, Tony, I'm not really the best guy when it comes down to online marketing. I have actually online SEO people that I talk to, and they explain it to me, so I understand like algorithm. I understand, you know, where you should write a blog and be very personable, build an audience online, because that's how you build traction. You know, that's when people become more familiar with you and they trust you online, then they tend to do more business with you. I'm hooked on this, and this is more or less what I use for the residential side of things of my business, but I'm hooked on that Facebook ads. Now, they done went up in price because it's becoming very popular to advertise on Facebook and Instagram, right? But I don't advertise my commercial cleaning side, I advertise my residential side. I tried the commercial cleaning side and I didn't get enough traction as I thought I should get. And I was running ads for a pretty significant amount of time because I'm thinking, you know, like I just said, you know, maybe it's, you know, but I realized, like, is my target audience really on Facebook? Like, right? The business, I know businesses have Facebook accounts and stuff, but I'm like, is my business going to see this? I mean, it's my potential business, will they see this advertisement, right? So what I found out working for me was say, you know what, I'm going to utilize this on a personal side, and I started advertising on a residential side. And to this day, I still advertise, and we still pick up contracts. You have your weeks too with the Facebook thing. That's the unique thing about it. You might have a blast week where keep you busy, and you picked up, you know, X amount of contracts through the Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising, and then you have those weeks where it's kind of slow. But I'm totally a fan of Facebook advertising. Totally. Like if you have a product, like I was talking on my live and I was telling a female she wanted to sell hair and this and this and that. Like when you're on Facebook, if you know you see ads and it's always about a topic or something that you're interested in. Like if you're a motivational type of guy, then you would get these motivational books. They suggest these motivational stuff to buy, right? Or you see these pop-up ads and stuff like that. Those are targeted ads because of the way you move on the internet. So for an example, if you, let's say you're a porno head, right? I know this is kind of out the box, but then you get all these different pornographic pop-up type of things. It's targeted to you because they know you're a porno head, right? They know that's what you get into, right? If you're a luxury brand type of person and you like luxury cars and you're always looking up Lexus and Jags and this and that and you're a car buff, then they're going to send targeted ads to you in regards to different luxury cars or luxury brand cars or things that they think you may like. And that's just on the internet, period, right? Facebook included, right? So, I mean, I don't want to kind of get too far off into that, but I'm not the best guy to ask for online marketing. That's not my specialty. I do outsource that, but as I outsource it, I do learn it, you know, from individuals that I hire on to do social media, like advertising for me for, okay? Let me see here. Right. When you hire subcontractors, do they themselves perform the walkthrough? No. And give the price? No. 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 Kevin. No, when you hire subcontractors, you should already have the numbers in place. Everything's already done. Right? You just negotiate with the subcontractor the job. So if it's a carpet cleaning job or it's a VCT floor care job, it's a window cleaning job, or it's just a general commercial cleaning job, the numbers is already in. You already know what the check is gonna be, right? And you decide with your subcontractor what you're gonna pay them. You guys, you know, I got a subcontractor's agreement, or you can put them under a subcontractor's agreement, or just hire them on, you know, subcontractor. You're gonna definitely W-9 them, right? Because you're gonna pay them the check. You're not gonna take anything out. So, boom, there you go. You explain to them the nature of what need to be done, though. So you do a walkthrough with them and say, hey, this is what we need to do. This is, you know, just a typical training like how you would do with an employee, right? You show them what needs to be done, what's expected of them, right? And then you go ahead and, as far as the money as to what you pay them, that's between you two guys to negotiate that, right? Now, what you can do if they do a great job, Kevin, is use them. Like, let's say you have a husband and wife team, or you have a brother and sister team, or you have a brother, no sister, sister, no brother, whatever the case is, right? And you have them doing subcontracting work for you. You can have them oversee other accounts too. And you'll pay them more for that. Then they'll go from like a subcontractor employee to like a subcontractor employee slash supervisor, right? If you begin to have that trust in you, which is, these are the people that go from contract to contract for you. It kind of eases the pressure on yourself a little bit, right? So once you build that trust in them, and they trust you, you trust them, you're paying them on time, everything is hitting on all cylinders, then you can utilize them to oversee other accounts for you, okay? And even at times cross-train them to do other accounts. Like if you got a subcontractor at account A and a subcontractor at account B, subcontractor at account C. Well, you could take your main, if your main subcontractor, your great subcontractor is at contract A, you could take him or her and you can cross-train them to clean C and B. In the event that you have a call off, you know this is a reliable subcontractor that you have, okay? But whenever it comes down to putting numbers in, to doing walkthroughs, you do that, right? You put the numbers in, you write the estimate up, the bid, the proposal, whatever the case is, you do that, okay? And then you just bring them on board afterwards. And then you negotiate the pay, or you tell them what, you know, what you're starting it off at. If they agree to that, cool. If not, then you can find another subcontractor, or you can kind of go play the negotiation game with them, right? Yeah, subcontractors is essentially independent contractors that you hire to complete the service. Just tuning in. What are you talking about, brother? Rock City, what we're talking about is discipline. Kind of all over the place with it now, but the gist of this particular video is about discipline. You know, how I want my subscribers to have discipline. You know, not to just do something one day and say, you know what, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I need them to do it every single day. They need to be consistent behind it. Stay disciplined. That's the only way your business is going to take off. You have to stay disciplined, stay conditioned, understand what needs to be done, execute on that. Okay? Yeah, I got to put in work. Yeah, of course. Tony said, shaking my head. Okay. Guys, you have any more questions for me? You have any more questions for me? And if you're just joining me, guys, we need to get these likes up now. Let's get these likes up. We need to get these likes up. Okay, I'm giving you guys a lot of valuable information. Again, if you have any questions about any agreement that you have, or you know, a lot of times people ask me about they want to do their own lead generation, about a script. If you have a script, I'll take a look at your script. How many accounts that I think you should call every day? I would say on the low side, every day you should be calling at least 200 to 300. Because on my lead generation, we do it for 4 hours a day. And they call at least, which is very effective system that we got. They call at least 250 to 300 people a day. Right? They call at least 250 to 300 people a day. Okay, and then whatever you do, like whatever you don't do today, you roll it over to the next day. So you pick up, so you, like if you're doing your own lead generation, right, and you're making the calls, you got your script, you're making the calls, then 200 to 300 calls a day is very, very doable. Especially in a 4-hour time. Because essentially you're not trying to sell them anything. You don't have this magic lotion or anything like that. You don't have this, you know, whatever. All you're trying to do is set up an appointment to come and do a walkthrough. That's it. That's it. All you need to do is talk to the decision maker or a gatekeeper, someone that can okay you to come in and do a walkthrough. You're not trying to sell them anything over the phone. That's not what we do. All you're trying to do is set up an appointment to come and do a walkthrough when you call. That's it. That's your only reason for calling. How do you get? Well, you got to probably watch some of my older videos, but I like to tell people to use maybe yellowbook.com, yellowpages.com. You got Info USA there, and other paid sites where you can buy those leads. Some places have more information about the company, like who the principal is of the company, you know, emails. They have more stuff than the Yellow Pages. So if you feel like you want this stuff, then you have to pay additional for it. It'll be a lot different than the yellowbook.com or yellowpages.com. So, and that's Info USA. They have a directory that you can rent basically through their website. And it's pretty effective. I haven't used it in a long time. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it's effective. When I've used it, it was okay. It was worth the investment. But I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've used it. But I like to do what I call intuitive marketing too. Like if you're driving down the street and you see a building and you pass this building often, you don't know what they necessarily doing there. Just stop on a dime and kind of go in there and check it out, look into it. I like those type of things. Um, I like using the power of Google. That's where I find a lot of my companies. So if I'm looking for plants, I'll put local plants in Detroit or local plants in Southfield, and all the sorts of different type of plants that come up. I don't want to generalize the plant because you got car plants, you got this plant, you got that plant, this plant that make plastic bags, this plant that does this. So you got a lot of different plants. So I don't try to categorize it. I'll just put plants in Detroit, Michigan, or plants, local plants in Southfield, Michigan, or wherever, right? Whatever area that I'm looking to find these plants at. So that's how I find a lot of my big business. I also find like a lot of my big business by just driving by. Like this account that I do, that you guys see me do the video at, I found this on a humbug just driving. I found this, yeah, power plants, any type of plant, right? But don't do plants if you don't have the manpower for it. I'm just kind of giving you an example of how I find like my plants and kind of what I go through for it. But don't go after plants if it's just you, right? Because you're going to need the manpower, especially when you get up to 10,000 square feet and higher. You're going to have the manpower for that. But you can use the same thing. The same thing on a Google. You can type in local Detroit daycare centers if you want to clean daycare centers, or barber shops, in your area, or law firms in your area. Same thing. You can just look it up on Google. It'll populate a lot faster probably if you use the yellow pages. But then again, Google is becoming this one big one-stop shop for everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if you find it straight off of Google. You can type in local funeral homes. By the way, guys, a lot of people overlook funeral homes. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it's money to be made in funeral homes. Believe it. A lot of people overlook funeral homes, but they need to be clean too, right? So if you don't have a problem with that, you can kind of look into that. Yeah, I'll help you out, of course. Of course. If you get a plant, I'll help you out. You just have to, again, you have to understand what need to be done at that particular plant, Ozzy, and you have to have the manpower for it. And I'm assuming when you say help you out, I'm assuming you're talking about the quote. I could definitely help you with that. I think you have the quote form, right, to the estimate sheet. I think you have that. I don't think you have the estimate breakdown, but I think you have the estimate sheet. I'm not sure. But if you spent a lot of money with this, so whatever form you're looking for, whatever form you need, we'll make sure you get it at a nice rate. Let me see here. Who came up with sweat equity? You or AJ Simmons? To be honest, I think sweat equity been around way before myself and AJ. I didn't know that he used the term. Is it a term that he used on his channel? I haven't seen AJ channel in a very long time. So I don't know like the content. I don't know what he has necessarily going on, because to be honest, I'm rarely on my channel, right? So I haven't seen it in a while. But neither one of us came up with it. Sweat equity has been a term used in business for a very long time. And I'm sure he would tell you that too. Like if you ask him, did you come up with sweat equity, that terminology? If he's truthful, which I know him to be a truthful guy, he'd tell you that he didn't come up with that, right? That's been around for a very long time, right? It's just a term that I like to use in reference to, how I started, my business. That's what I use, sweat equity, right? I didn't have a lot of money, so I use what they call sweat equity. It's just time, right? It's time you put in. So when you don't have the money, then you have to have the time. So if you have the time and you put in the work, they generally kind of call it sweat equity, right? So, but that's just a term that I use frequently. I don't know if he used it. I'm assuming he do, because you asked me about it, but neither one of us came up with it, so to speak. Let's see here. Manpower is employees. Yeah, manpower is employees. As long as you have the manpower to handle those accounts, the bigger accounts, you should be just fine. Training is essential, right? Because that's what's gonna break everything down. When you got these bigger accounts, you got to have a great training system in place. And you got to mean business. They got to know that you mean business, right? Because otherwise you just have a high turnover rate, and these plants don't really necessarily like that. When they like seeing the same people, they get accustomed to seeing the same people. A lot of times it's like a family affair in these plants, right? They get accustomed to seeing the same people in these plants. So you want to train them thoroughly, and hopefully you get somebody that's going to stick around with you for quite some time. You guys have any more questions for me? Have any more questions? We want to go ahead and get this out. Do you guys understand what I was talking about earlier about discipline? Because again, I don't want to lose you guys on that. I know I always, towards the end of a video, I try to open it up for the questions and for you guys to ask me. How many employees? I'm assuming you ask me, how many employees do I have? I have a lot, right? Because I operate in Georgia, I operate in Ohio, and Michigan. That I wouldn't be able to tell you offhand. I couldn't even guesstimate, because we lose some and then we hire some. So probably have to check with the HR, with the hiring department for me, just to see exactly how many employees I have. I know I have a lot of contracts. That for sure I know, both within the state that I live in and outside of the state, right? So, but I couldn't even begin to tell you about how many employees I have. I know I don't have like 1,000 employees. I don't have nowhere close. I don't even have 500 employees. I would, if I had to estimate, I would probably say I have damn sure under 100 employees. I don't have a huge thing, but I can't be very precise with the numbers, because again, we get people, they quit, right? Maybe find another job or whatever the case is, and then we hire, and then we always hiring, accepting applications. So as we grow the business and get new contracts, then we hire new people on. But everybody that works for me don't sit on the roster. Everybody, like, I don't have anybody just sitting waiting for a site, so I don't like to do it that way. Let's see. Discipline is the key. Stay motivated and professional. The accounts will come. Love your vlogs, Fabio. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Do you operate in Akron? No, I like Akron, though. I like Akron, Ohio. I operate in Toledo, Maumee area. So, but yeah, like Sonia said, discipline is the key. You got to have that discipline. It's a must. It's not even an option. You have to have that discipline. You stay focused. Know what you want. You execute. You got to make decisions. Entrepreneurs make decisions quickly and swiftly. They make decisions fast. They don't think, once they sell themselves on, hey, I need to do this, they get it done. Right? they get it done. Whether it's money related or whether it's just people related, they need someone to do something for them. They know the individual that they want, or they know the type of individual that they're trying to put on, or who's working right now. Hopefully everybody should be working to some capacity right now. You know, if you're watching me here on live, then you're working, taking notes. So everybody should be working to some capacity. I think if you wait, motivation, you're stuck. Yeah, it's paramount. You just need to do it. You just need to do it, absolutely, right? You have to get it in your mind that you can do it. Once you sell yourself that you can do it, then you just do it. It's just that simple. But you have to repeat that every single day. That's how that's how you build that traction. Ultimately getting new contracts. If I just started marketing every other day, right? And I say, well, I'm just going to do this today and I'm not going to do nothing else until Thursday, right? Then my results will show that that's the way I'm operating, right? But if I do something every single day, right? Every single day, whether you're cold calling today, going door to door tomorrow, sending out letters the next day, whatever it is, I can't tell you what to do, right? But do something every single day to build that traction. It comes with discipline. When you wake up, you have to know. If you don't know, what you should do is the night before, you put together your little list of things to do, right? Your things to do list. You put that together, you wake up, and then you grab that form, grab that sheet, and then you start working on that list. Because I know so many of us, we say, well, you know what, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do that tomorrow, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Then we go to sleep, and then we wake up like, damn, what did I say I was going to do? So now they're all over the place, right? But if you write it out on a form or on a piece of paper, right, you make some notes, then you just grab that notepad or you grab that paper, and then you start working at it, start chipping away. And don't get depressed because you can't get everything done on the list. You only get so many hours in a day, right? So whatever you don't get done today, you roll over to tomorrow. You just pick up where you left off, okay? So, I mean, again, this is the most simplest way that I can simplify things and make it work for you, right? But again, you got to stay disciplined. I'm not telling you guys not to drink, not to smoke, not to have fun, not to deal with your significant others, not to deal with your homeboys, your homegirls, whatever the case is. I'm not telling you not to, have fun, but you have to prioritize it, okay? They might not have anything going in the day. They might work a job, right? And you're trying to work a just for me, right? It sounds good, so I use it, guys. Right? So that's the thing. That's the thing. So you don't want to get caught up in what they got going. Okay? They got all the time in the world. They want to do absolutely nothing but sit, collect a check, or do something that they shouldn't be doing, or whatever the case is. You don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. That don't mean you love them any less, or whatever the case is. If that's your smoking buddy and you all smoke, go ahead, do your thing. But you better knock that high off when it come down and get into the bag. Don't let that high interfere with getting into the check. And I'm just talking everyday stuff, right? This is what I'm talking. It's not shocking. Oh, he said somebody getting high. There's nothing new. This is what people do, right? Me personally, I'm not into that. But for those that engage in that, cool. Just don't let it get in the way of things. Be disciplined enough. Some of our favorite billionaires and millionaires are weed smokers. Got their little cards and things like that. Yeah, we hear about them, right? But they don't get too high that they lose focus. Trust me. Trust me. They don't get too high that and they can go into the meeting high as hell, right? But they're going to brush it up enough where they understand what needs to go on, and they're going to execute. They're going to be engaged. Okay? So again, I'm not trying to change anybody's lifestyle or anything like that. I'm not trying to tell you to disown your folks, anything like that. But if they're becoming a real hinder to you, then you got to do something. You got to do something, because either it's going to be them or it's going to be you. Either they're going to win or you're going to win. You're the only one that decide who wins in this particular situation. Okay? If you guys have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to go ahead and entertain them. If not, I'll bring it home. I think this is a fantastic live. What I'm going to do is start going back to the video versions and not go live all the time. Right? Because, I'm looking at an hour, hour and a half. And I think it's well worth it, when I do the lives. I like to do them because I get the chance to engage in you guys and answer questions and different things like that. Whereas when you leave it on the comments, I see it eventually, then get to it, and or when you send in the emails and things like that, I get to it eventually. Once Jasmine let me know what's going on, I'll see it or I hear about it, and I might not always be able to get right back. That's why I do these live so much, really, because you can ask me something right now and I can go ahead and answer, and you have your answer. So let's see. I'm working and listening to you, bro. Yeah, definitely, man. Stay working. Stay at it. You want to get to a point, Juan, where you don't have to work. Okay? Because there's a difference between an entrepreneur and being self-employed. Being self-employed, you work within your company. Entrepreneurs, they govern everything. Bill Gates, entrepreneur. My allergies is messing with me. Bill Gates, entrepreneur. Jeff Bezos, entrepreneur. The guy that have a mom and pop candy store, he's self-employed. Now, I beat the hell out of working for the big man, but he's self-employed. Right? So you want to get to a point where you can replace yourself with an employee or a subcontractor. You want to get to the point where you can replace yourself with an employee or a subcontractor, so you can grow the rest of the business. Hopefully that makes sense. Today I went to my friend's house, drink beer, and I realized waste of time. Ozzy, I gotta love you, Ozzy. You definitely keep me laughing, both on the phone and off the phone. You're hilarious. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys have any further questions, you can always email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART at gmail.com. I had a few people that asked me about the lead generation program. If you're really serious about it, man, I'll let you in. We still do it, but it's not anything that I push like that. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you know you're going to stay consistent and send those leads in, we're going to make the calls. Obviously, the more calls we make, the more chance of you having to get walkthroughs, and you will get them. We still have people that's still in it right now. We still making calls for. You heard me talk about the gentleman that I did the coaching with. We went door to door. He had got a pretty sizable account. He had got a call right from my people while I was with him, right, to do a walkthrough for next week, right? So I do get emails in regards to that. If you guys are interested in that, definitely hit us up, get with us right away. That can change. It has changed many people's lives. Some people it hasn't had the best turnout for, right? But it depends on your consistency. Again, I don't promote it, I don't offer it, but I wouldn't turn you down if you wanted to get in it and you're really, really serious about it. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I'm Fabio Hart. The only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Again, if you need to contact me, want me to look over an agreement or anything, flyer, you're interested in my flyer, my agreement, whatever the case is, book FabioHart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART